Thinking about launching a podcast but overwhelmed by all the moving parts? At Turnkey Podcast Productions, we take the hassle out of podcasting so you can focus on the talk, not the tech. From concept to launch, guest booking to post-production, we handle everything. Need a strategy to grow your show and turn guests into clients? Yep, we do that too. DIY or done for you, we've got the solution that fits. Whether you're just getting started or ready to scale, Turnkey is your behind-the-scenes podcast team. Turnkey Podcast Productions. Your voice, your message, fully produced. Learn more at turnkeypodcast.com/contact. That's turnkeypodcast.com/contact.
Yeah, this episode's not going to suck like the last 100 or so. This one's going to rock with the nice guys on business.
And the guy who ran the gym, who I became friends with in those few years, called me and he said, I know that you use this new step machine and I'm having to sell all my equipment. I want to make you a deal. How about I sell it to you for $800?
How about yes?
And I said, okay.
So one day I'm caddying for the Dalai Lama and I say, hey, Lama, how about a little something, for the effort? And he says, there won't be any money, but one day I will introduce you to the nice guys on business. So I got that going for me, which is nice. Most days they take their meds. This is not one of those days. Welcome to Fuckery with the Nice Guys. No interviews, no business content. Just your two favorite slack-jawed mouth breathers ranting about whatever. Now, strap yourselves in for Nice Guys Fuckery with the kings
and queens
of fuckery, Doug Sandler and
Erica Ross Krieger.
Let's rock. We do good when we rock.
We do good when we just are impromptu. We're not going to go scripted here. Today we're going to go unscripted. This is Doug and Erica going unscripted. This is what's it called when you?
There's a word for that, right? Doug and Erica. Doug and Erica raw.
Well, there's unplugged. That's where
unplugged. We're unplugged. We're definitely unplugged. Start recording. We're recording.
I'm already recording. What are you saying?
Yeah, there's some word for that. Doug and Erica
Well, we're not. Whatever. Unfiltered. That's fine.
Unfiltered. That's probably the way. Today has got to be one of those days. I don't know, man. We had an earthquake the other night, and I'm sure if Strickland was on, he'd be, you and I live in California. We're used to it, but it was under the Berkeley campus, which was not far from me at all. And it was a 4.2.
Wow. That's a pretty good size.
Didn't wake me up at all. It was 3 a.m. And, the thing, see, there goes my damn timer.
See, it's time to make the donuts.
There you go.
That's what it's saying.
So anyway, that isn't what woke me up. So it's 3:00 in the morning. And Steve has this app on his phone. Yeah. Maybe you have it. I don't know. And it actually can give you a warning up to 15 minutes before that there's going to be an earthquake.
Well, hold on a second.
No, I kid you not.
Is it Karnak? Does it give you 3 things? It says
it may be an earthquake. Maybe.
No, it's going to go like bump and grind, Raquel Welch, Kermit.
No, but it's a real thing. It's
3 things that make you green while you're in bed. I don't know.
It's a real thing. It's a real app, and it can give you a warning. Well, in any case, even if we both keep our phones next to the bed, but we keep them on completely off. Even when your phone's completely off, this app will alert you and say, there's going to be an earthquake. Look out for some mild whatever. Now, I never knew this before. Mind you, I only found out after the fact. So at 3:00 in the morning, what wakes me up is this, there's going to be an earthquake. There's going to be an earthquake. And Steve goes, holy shit, did you feel that? I said, and I'm out of it. I said, What are you talking about? He said, the whole bed just shook. I said, Steve, I'm right next to you. I didn't feel a damn thing. The only thing that woke me up was the stupid alarm. I would have slept right through it anyway.
I have the same app for my mom. It's called the Worry app. It goes off 15 minutes before my mom is about to worry. It goes off 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It is amazing. I call my mom or she calls me and she goes, "Hey, I was worried about," and I said, "Mom, do you ever not worry about something?" Sometimes I worry that I don't have anything to worry about. So that worries me. This is the life of a 92-year-old at this point. It's either worrying about, like, she tried to call me. I was in Chicago. I was visiting some clients. I rarely do that, so I'm going to milk it for all I can. I was visiting some clients. Thank you, Phil. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Steve, for allowing me into your lives for just a few days of nonsense and shenanigans and fuckery of our very own. And I didn't reconnect with her immediately because my mom, I most of the day, Erica, I don't know about you, but I'm mostly in my house in my pajamas, sitting in front of this computer, watching television, or under my truck in my pajamas. So
I'm not under my truck, but I'm in all the other places.
All the other, yeah. So I'm usually very responsive to my mom.
Right.
Now, you'd think it'd be the other way. If she doesn't respond to anything that I send to her, I get worried because she's 92 years old. You get worried about that. I'm like, Mom. She goes, "Well, Doug, you don't know. If you're gone, if you leave this earth before I do, what am I going to do?" She says. I said, "You don't have to worry about that. I'm not going. I don't know where my bank accounts are. I don't know my credit card balances. I don't do anything. You do it all for me, Doug." And I'm like, "Okay, well, I'll accept the credit, but don't worry about me. Everything's fine." Anyway, that was my little story about my mom.
Yeah, I want to hear more story about the shenanigans, but I probably should do the thing and say, welcome back. My name is not Strickland Bonner. This is Erica Ross Krieger, and Strickland somewhere off on shenanigans. Doug, where is he? Oh, the other side of the microphone's Doug Sandler.
Hey, I think that Strickland is actually, he might be in Maine today, and he may be visiting with, I know he's visiting his kids.
Emily.
Yeah, but he might be seeing Emily today or tomorrow. I don't know.
Oh my gosh, that would now see you guys could have done a fuckery from there, but
okay. So he did give me an option to do that, and here's the way I feel about it. First of all, he's visiting his kids. The last thing he wants to do he needs to do is find a time that he's going to record with me. So I wanted to give him some latitude there. He wasn't able to make the meeting last night, and he was like, "Hey, can you run the meeting?" I'm like, "Sure, no problem." It was a 5-minute meeting. So between our meeting and the fuckery, I'm like, I'm away for 3 weeks in October and November. I promise you, I'll get my paybacks. Okay.
Yeah. When the cat's away.
Yeah. Have you ever heard the expression? Now you just said one. When the cat's away, the mice will play. I guess that's the end of that one. Have you ever heard the expression something about when the cow's in the cabbage or the cow is in the cabbage or anything like that?
No, is there something like that?
Well, I have a neighbor, and he's got the greatest expressions. I think he's in his 70s. Richard is his name, his wife, Pam. And they're the best neighbors that you could possibly have. They're always like, JJ is out of town. She's at a event in Sedona, and she's doing like a recorded, not a TED Talk, but she's like, she's one of the participants doing a speech where she wants to get the footage, so she's paying to be on the stage so that she can get the footage from it. And there's an audience there and everything. So she's out of town for a few days, and they were so lovely. They called me, or they texted me, and he said, "Hey, what are you doing for dinner tonight? You want to go to the Habit with us?" Which is a burger place.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, "That's so nice. Just it's nice to have."
Isn't that
really
sweet? God, that's sweet. When Steve's going to be out of town next week, and my neighbors, and it's like people are on the witness protection program on this street. Like if I don't call them and say Steve's going to be out of town, nobody would know. I could be dead, whatever. So I do. I usually tell them ahead of time, like he'll be out of town. Then people will say, "Oh, do you want me to get you something or whatever?" But
that's nice. Well,
that's really sweet.
It's nice that they offer. I mean, we have a couple in it. Well, what's brought us together is Winter, our wonder cat, Winter the white cat. He has really put us in like the path of a number of neighbors that are here, because everybody watches out for Winter, because they watch out because he's out during the day. He comes in, like right now he's taking a nap on the living room sofa, but he comes and goes as he pleases during the day, but he's out a lot. And the little kids, they love him, and he'll let them pick him up, and he's just like dangling with his arms going everywhere and everything.
And he's nobody's cat. I mean, he's just everybody's cat.
Well, technically he belongs to us, but he was the universe's cat before he belonged to us. So that's why we don't keep him inside all day, every day, because I feel like that would really be stifling his independence, and we don't want to do that.
No, we don't.
Interesting. Another cat story I'll share with you.
Wait, you were going to tell me about the cabbage something. So
I don't know. There's an expression that's something about, I don't know. It's like you're so like you've eaten and you've filled yourself and you are like full and you're happy. It's like, yeah, I feel like I've been the cow that's walked through the cabbage, or I've been the cow.
Okay.
I don't know. It's just a cow.
All right, I got it. Anyway.
I guess cows like cabbage, I guess.
Okay.
So, speaking of winter, so I don't know, you might have remembered about a year ago, I think it was last September, so a little over a year ago, we lost one of our cats, Bella, to a coyote, so it's a little black and white. It was our fifth cat that we had here, and she came to us as not a feral cat because she lived in somebody's house, but it may as well have been outside. It was Winter's like stepsister. So she was in the same house. That house got evicted, and those people moved out of our small town of Ojai. And so we had already been like really, really engaged with Winter at that point, but we didn't know Bella. But when they moved out, they said, we asked if we could keep Winter, and they said, no problem, you can keep Winter because we can't take him. Would you be interested in this other cat that we have too? And showed me a picture. The picture of the cat was really cute. And then you go to meet the cat. The cat's like a devil cat. It's like, I mean, she was cute, but she did not want anything to do with us at all.
She wasn't like Winter.
No, she really wasn't. Winter was definitely socialized nicely with human beings and was around little kids, and everything was fine. This cat, just like if you wanted her to behave, you just had to leave her outside. That was the only way. She wasn't either going to mark around the house or get in fights with the other four cats, including Winter, in the house. So she was a little bit of a challenge. So we got to the point, after trying to keep her in the house for probably 2 months, we got to the point where we just said, we just can't. She's wrecking the house. She's ruining the furniture. She's disrupting the culture in our house, the pleasant culture. And so we would let her out as she wanted to go out at night. And she would come and go because we have a cat door on the garage door also. So they'd come and go into the garage. So we figured if she was in danger, she would just come into the garage. No coyote or raccoon is going to follow her into the garage. Too many human being smells in here, and other cats. But one night she didn't come home, and that was the final night. So this was September of last year that we lost her. I get a call on maybe it was Monday this week. I think it was Monday this week. Hey, this is such and such a pastor at the Ojai Baptist Church, and we want to let you know we found a collar, and it has your phone number on it. I'm like, a collar, a phone number? All our cats are accounted for. And he said, okay, well, it has your phone number on one side. On the other side, do you own a cat named Bella, or do you own a pet named Bella? I said, that was our cat. We lost her to a coyote a year ago. So I'm like, they're just finding the collar now. And it was like, maybe a quarter or a half a mile from our house. So we're thinking, what? How did the collar get up there?
So how did you know that Bella got eaten by a coyote? Did you see that? Or
evidence, too many pieces of evidence that would be like little body
parts. And then he
parts
dragged her collar off to the church?
Well, one of two things happened. Either somebody picked up the collar and carried it for a little bit and then just dropped it it was in the playground of the First Baptist Church of Ojai, or the coyote kind of pooped it out, maybe ate it and pooped it out. I don't know. It doesn't look like that because that would have been a really messed up collar, like twisted and all sorts of things. Happens.
Yeah.
Or the coyote carried her little tiny body all the way up there and finished her meal.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But there were little body parts and things around our house and a whole bunch of fur. So I have a little box. Every time I find a little piece of evidence, which hasn't been for many, many months, I put it in the box. And
is the collar going in the box?
Collar's in the box. And so now I feel like there was a reason why I was holding the box.
There you go.
Now I have her collar and her tag, and I think it's time to either bury or burn or something. I don't know what I'm going to do.
A little ceremony for Bella.
I
Man, if we were doing the Colbert questionnaire.
Yeah.
And I know one of the questions on there is about apples and oranges and your favorite sandwich and all that. There probably would be one, and there isn't, dogs or cats. And I love listening to your story, but I'm not a cat person.
I know you're not.
I'm like a dog person, but I love hearing your story because it's the passion you have for them. It's just like me, the passion with the dogs. But I really think you should come up with a ceremony.
And I was never a cat guy before I moved here. And JJ is absolutely a cat mom to the nth degree, a cat mom. And I was not a cat. I had never even held a kitten or even seen a kitten in person. You see all those little calendars with the kittens on them, but I'd never held or seen a kitten. And then we foster cared for 25 cats that first year. Throughout the course of the year, not all at one time.
Oh, I was going to say all at once. Holy shit.
No, not at once. I think 8 was the most that we have. And JJ is a champion with bottle feeding. She will bottle feed 8 cats not at the same time, because you can only feed one at a time. But she was, and you know what? I mean, God bless her. Her nipples got very sore. Aside from that,
no. Oh, JJ, ouch.
So anyway, I don't know how I would answer that question. I wouldn't have been able to answer that question 10 years ago, dog or cat. I would have had to have said dog, even though we had dogs, but I was never like a dog guy.
Yeah. See, you have to have had one of something that really touches your heart. We had Socrates, and he was a golden retriever and the love of my life. And he completely, I hadn't been a dog person before that. I hadn't been in either necessarily, but that did it. So
how do you come back? Bella was taken from us. I mean, it was abrupt. And while we, always jokingly called her Devil Cat, she was just such a sweetheart in my brain of a gem of a cat. I don't remember any of the negative. I only remember all the positive.
Yeah.
And it hurt. It hurt my heart that we lost her.
It still hurts mine. We lost Socrates in the year 2000. In fact, the house that we're in, we bought, it was not even finished being built. There's a new construction in the year 2000. And we bought this house. We had him in the house before.
Yeah.
It was a townhouse because there was big yard here. And we bought it with him in mind. And he was only 9, and he died the week before we moved in here.
Oh my gosh.
And I mean, so every time we were here in the house, it was like, this is Sock's house and he's not here. The only way to get over it, and I don't think you ever do, because we still don't. We kept saying, yeah, we'll wait until we get over it before we get another one. And then it was the next year and the next year and the next year. We, for our ceremony for him, we buried his ashes. We had him cremated, and then we buried his ashes and planted a Japanese maple in the backyard. And his ashes are under that tree.
That's
so
great.
I think that's like, there are rose bushes that are named after almost every single person you know. Like, seriously, I give them as gifts when people lose somebody. Like, a really good friend of mine lost her brother Joe, and there was a rose bush called the Joey.
Yeah.
And then there's another
JJ
one.
loves the Joey. That's like one of her favorite roses, the Joey. That's so funny you say that.
That's hysterical. And that even you knew that. And then there's one called the Remy. And when my niece was born, who's now 18 and swimming on the team at UCSB, which is another story. Right. We bought my brother and his wife, when she was born, a rose bush called the Remy, and they planted that. Now, had I known that about all the different rose varieties that there are almost after everybody's name, I probably would have looked for one called the Socrates and done that. But maybe you could find a rose bush called the Bella.
And it sounds like there would definitely be a Bella rose bush.
Don't you think?
I would think so. And I would think Socrates, there would also be a Socrates. It's too wise a name not to have that.
You would think.
So I have a whole bunch of stuff I'm sure that I want to talk about, but more importantly, that you actually have designed, I think, a list of things that you want to chat about. Is that right?
Well, one was, I had called you, and I don't want us to play that voicemail and waste energy on it.
I deleted it.
About the you had asked about the new step machine that I use. And,
yeah.
the week before you guys had looked at it.
Yeah.
And in fact, I'm like a sweaty mess right now because I just got off of it before I did a call before you. And before that, I did the new step and I'm still sweaty. And that the T4 machine. And you had asked another question. And yes, we have. One of the things we're blessed with is just the two of us in a big house, and we have 5 bedrooms.
Right.
So we turn them into different, one's Steve's office, one's mine office. And we have this great room that's an exercise room.
Yeah.
And I mean, we have a Peloton in there, and we have my new step in there. And we have a mat table. Do you know what that is?
No, tell me about a mat
table. So have you ever, well, God bless you. I hope you never have to go to PT. But if you ever have to go to PT for anything, you would know a mat table. Okay. They're like about 8 feet long, 5 feet wide. They're sort of padded with, I don't know, some kind of
is it
leather something or other.
Thicker than a yoga mat, but
it's actually a table. It's 19 inches off the ground.
Yeah, but I mean the cushion, is it kind of like a massage table style cushion?
A massage table. Yeah, okay, it's thicker than a yoga mat. Yeah, like a massage table, like a good 2 inches.
Right, got it.
Thick. So it's about 5 feet by 8 feet.
That's big.
Takes up, and you can lay on it and stretch. You don't want to get down on the floor.
That's bigger than a full size bed. It's like a queen size bed.
It's just about the size of a queen size bed.
And I think a queen size is actually, I think they're longer than 8 feet. Maybe not. I'm 6'4".
I think they're wider than 5 feet, though, aren't they? No, maybe. Well, wherever you. Yeah, anyway. That's what. So we have that in there. So that's where I was working out. Anyway, yeah. So the new step's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is a very cool piece of equipment.
But you didn't know what the story was behind this. I got to tell you, because you looked at it and you said, "Oh my God, they're expensive," and they are. They range from like $4,000 at the low end to like $10,000 at the high end.
Yeah, we were.
So this is an interesting thing. Most of them that you see commercially are either at a senior center or at a rehab facility or a physical fitness place like 24-hour fitness.
Right.
And what's so cool about them, they're recumbent, but they're really easy on all your joints, and anyone, and I mean anyone, can use it. There are even paraplegics can use it. I think quadriplegic, they strap your hands and feet on it, and then somebody else can move the machine, and you could be like pretty infirm and still use the thing. So any case, maybe 10 years ago, I joined this local gym, and it was a mom and pop thing.
Right.
And it was before the pandemic, a few years before the pandemic. And, it was a small gym, and they had one of these machines, a new step, and I fell in love with it.
Right.
And I have a little bit of a mobility challenge. So for me, it was perfect. And very shortly after the pandemic, they went out of business. And the guy who ran the gym, who I became friends with in those few years, called me and he said, I know that you use this new step machine, and I'm having to sell all my equipment. I want to make you a deal.
All right.
How about I sell it to you for $800?
How about yes?
And I said, okay. And he said, and I'll even bring it over there and move it over here.
Wow.
And the thing is heavier than hell. I mean, it took him and my husband to lift it in. So it's my $800 miracle machine.
I love that. What I really loved most is when you started to tell the story, you used an SAT word, and we'll review that in the fact checking in just a moment. But the word was recumbent, and I don't know how to spell it, and I don't actually know what it means, but I could sense what it means based upon how you used it. So do you know what recumbent means? 'Cause I haven't even looked it up yet.
Yeah. So like a recumbent bike is one where there's actually a seat and you're leaning back a little bit and you're seated. So instead of sitting upright on a small, tiny seat.
Right. You sit recumbent?
Yeah, I don't know. Look up the definition. I know, like, if somebody said he's on a bike that's a recumbent bike, you've seen them going down the street. There's a guy on a bike, and they're low down to the ground,
very low,
and that's a recumbent bike. And then this is a recumbent. You know what a stair stepping machine is?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay, so this is considered a recumbent stepper. So
okay,
it's seated version of that.
Okay. All right. I'm going to give you another SAT word, nice guy
God.
community. Not that you don't know this word, Erica, but just so you all know that in the community, the word is acetaminophen. Just so you know, just so you know.
And if you're pregnant, don't take it. No, I'm kidding. Oh my God, that was fun. Oh, and if we're going to go down that route for just 1 second,
just for a second,
just a second, I have to say,
right?
I did stay up to watch Jimmy Kimmel when he returned that night, and oh my God, I'm so proud of him. He did such a a beautiful job.
What I really loved about how Jimmy Kimmel handled this entire thing was when he got taken off the air, he stayed silent. I love that. There's more words that are said in silence than there are by opening up your mouth.
Yep.
Now, if we could just teach the president, just shut up, just shut up, just shut up, because everything you say, you just make yourself look more and more like an idiot. And even if you were to do something good, you are going to only be seen negatively by everybody because you're just such a buffoon. Sorry.
That's incredulous Doug there. That's pretty good.
No, incredulous Doug usually comes when it's somebody's extremely late or when somebody starts messing. Like right now, I'm sure
who's on your incredulous list?
I'm sure that my mechanic does not listen to my podcast. I'm sure. I don't even know that he knows that
I got another mechanic story too. Okay.
So I bought Kermit the Beast, which is the big green truck, not Minty Fresh. Minty Fresh is doing great. I bought Kermit the Beast, my 73 F350. It's a 1-ton truck for those of you that are in the Ford world. And I bought it from the mechanic that is repairing it. Now, you would think that there is some level of responsibility when you have literally driven a truck 5 miles. 5 miles. I had it towed here 100 miles to my house. I put it on in my driveway. I drove it to the tire store, and I drove it back from the tire store. The tire store is about a mile from my house, and I may have driven it. I'm being generous by saying that I drove 5 miles. Well, there are these things called push rods that are in the engine. There's for an 8-cylinder engine.
I know what a push rod is.
There are 16 of them in an 8-cylinder engine, and and 2 of them are completely obliterated. I mean, they are
shot to hell.
This is supposed to be straight. Can you see what that looks like?
Oh my God!
Here, just in case you can't see it, here is its twin right here. So these push rods, they have been completely bent. Now, there's a couple things. Well, the push rod is usually not the problem. The push rod is usually the symptom to the bigger problem that's going on with your engine, meaning there's a valve problem. What caused the push rod to do this? Okay. So he is not claiming any responsibility for it. He is saying that I abused the truck that I've driven for 5 miles and not even knowing that I am not an abuser. But he kept coming back to, well, you shouldn't have revved it that much when you started it. Well, I'm like, I didn't. Okay, I didn't do anything other than have it sit in my driveway. He then started to blame the tire store because he said, well, the tire store had it for... He is wanting to claim zero responsibility. Fine. I said, I don't care whose responsibility. I own the truck at this point. I'm not holding you responsible, but I need you to fucking fix the truck. So he's come here 3 times now to fix a problem and has discovered another problem and another problem and another problem with the truck.
And this was his truck?
This was his truck. So I'm like, obviously did not do these things. These are inherited problems. He said the brakes are great. So the tire store is replacing the tires, and he goes, hey, you really need new brakes. So I said, what gives you evidence of that? He says, there's parts falling off of your brakes as I take off the tires.
Oh, shit.
So I said to my mechanic, did you check the brakes? He goes, yeah, you got at least 60% wear. I said, how do you know that? Because these wheels haven't come off the truck. How do you know that? Anyway, I've caught him in a number of small, maybe white lies, let's just call it. Or maybe he's just not remembering. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. But I have somebody interested in the truck, but I'm not going to have this person come and look at the truck that's not running right now because of these little
push rods.
Push rods, exactly. Very good.
Now, wait, let me get something straight.
Yeah.
He's the mechanic. He's working on, and you're paying him now to work on the truck that he sold you.
100% correct.
What the hell?
I don't know, Erica. You know what? Maybe I'm a sucker in this particular case. He does have to drive an hour and a half to get to me, so I feel bad that I'm taking money out of his pocket to get to me to fix the truck. And I'm sure he's giving me a good deal, but he keeps discovering these problems, and I'm like, at some point, I'm just going to say this is a lemon, and I want to give this truck back to you. Just give me my money back. But I'm going to stick with it because I still think there's a lot of value in this truck. And, I am a sucker for an old Ford truck. So tell me your story about push rods.
No, I have a story about mechanical stuff. But before that, let me ask you something. And I'm not being my coachy self.
Do it.
Truly. Did you learn anything from this purchase?
Absolutely.
And I want to know what that is, because I'm not saying I'm going to go buy a truck, but you did buy a used vehicle. So what'd you learn that all of us can learn from?
So here's a couple things that you need to know. And I've learned this not only with Kermit the Beast, but with Minty Fresh also, the two green trucks that I have, that I didn't learn from the white truck that I bought from another.
Don't buy a green truck.
Yeah, it's the green trucks. It's the green ones. They suck. Anyway, the white truck came to me, engines running fine, transmissions shifting really nicely, all of the things doing great. And everything is great with that truck. So I didn't learn any valuable lessons in buying that truck. I've had it now for over 2 years, and I've never had a major issue with that truck, knock on simulated bamboo wood grain.
Yes.
However, these two trucks that I've bought have been nothing but issues, but I'm handling the issues with Minty Fresh because Minty Fresh, I got at such a great price that I could literally put $10,000 into the truck and still sell it at a profit. But this other one, I got a little emotionally involved in it. I'm like, I've got to have that truck. It's a 350. It's really big. It's nice. It's perfect. It's like, but the thing you got to learn is that you really need to have someone other than the seller take a look at your truck. If you don't know everything about these trucks, and who knows everything, but if you don't have somebody that's and I thought I knew a lot, but I'm learning about engines, about brakes, about wheels, about sizes of wheels, about rust,
about push rods,
and engines and lifters and all of this stuff. I have never seen personally, face to face. I've never seen the inside of an engine before, and it's pretty interesting so I think I'm just going to school with this truck, with these two trucks that I've gotten, and these are valuable lessons for me to learn. So I'm paying for those lessons.
You're paying for the lessons of what you learned, and for those of us who aren't going to go to truck school that way, and we're just going to go buy a used vehicle, is get a third party evaluation, even if you have to pay a little bit for it.
I would say,
which I'm doing on a website, and I'll tell you about that in just a minute. But
not with trucks, though, are you?
Not with trucks, but with
another
a website. So it's like it's similar story, which is get stuff evaluated by a third person.
I have been going to the school of YouTube. You may have heard of it, and I'm learning all, like, how to build an i6 300 engine that Ford has, or how to fix a bent push rod if you're caught on the side of the road, or any of which, by the way, you can't really do, because all of these things I'm learning, and they are good lessons to learn.
You need a truck rebuild podcast.
Well, I do have Ford Mustang the early years and Ford pickups the early years, but
you do have Ford pickup the early years. I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's only a handful of those episodes. There's 150 plus of the Mustang podcast, and the most recent episode I aired on both of them because I thought it was an essential subject matter to talk about. It was called Fuel Air Spark Compression Timing. That's the name of it. That's the title of the podcast. You can't move a truck or a car without those 5 things if you have a carburetor, powered truck, a gas powered truck or car.
All right. Well, do you want to add refurbishing? I love that word. Do you want to add refurbishing an old Cadillac to the mix? I had told you.
Yeah,
about
you were
this.
telling me. So what's
I
the
got
deal
to take
this?
a picture of it because I don't know. And like I said, witness protection program. I haven't seen my neighbor in a while, but the damn car is still out there, and it's driving me freaking crazy. I would almost pay to have it towed down to you so that you could take it off our hands
well,
from looking at the damn thing.
Here's probably what I would do if this guy was interested in that. I would be happy to remove if he wanted to donate the car to Mechanical Science, I would pay to have it shipped down to me or towed down to me, because it would probably be about $1,000 to have it shipped down from Northern California to where I am. But I think that's on his agenda is I'm going to get to it one day.
The 20 years we've lived in this house, 25 years. He moved in about 3 years after we were here, maybe 5. So it's been sitting out there, and he keeps saying, yeah, I'm going to get to it. I'm going to get to it. Yeah. I'm going to rebuild it. I'm going to get to it. It starts. I'm going to get Then the tires start getting flat. Right. And he keeps going out there and pumping the tires up.
It's crazy.
But then he puts a blue thing over the top of it to keep it from then the blue thing, then he replaces the blue thing every couple of years.
It rips.
And then mold starts building up on the back of the car, and it's disgusting. And I've said this before. I mean, it's an interesting neighborhood. It's a small court, and where he parks the car across the street from his house, which is down one from mine, they put 2 brand new $2 million homes there. And this car is right out front. Now, if it were me and that were my $2 million home, I would say, get your damn car out of here. It's not mine. So,
Minty Fresh was parked in front of a $25 million house in Woodland Hills, California. And it is crazy how many people the previous owner got complaints from. It was registered, so it was street legal. It could be on the road.
This one too.
And he didn't even have it as I think it's called NPO, non-planned operate, or
not operated something or
whatever. It didn't even have that. It was an actual. He was paying $200 plus a year to have it registered. Plus, he was probably paying at least $500 or $600 a year for insurance for it as well. So $1,000 a year he's putting into this truck that's been sitting there for 5 years. His neighbors are hating him. He was so happy to sell the truck to me, and I was happy.
I'm going to take a picture of this thing so you at least have it. I don't know my Cadillac, so I can't tell you. I know it's white. I'm going to guess it's from the 50s. It's a hard top. It's not a convertible.
Right.
It's got the big wings in the back.
Yeah. I would love to get my eyeballs on that, even if it's just to see. And certainly it's well past the time for me to make a visit to Northern California to see you. But I would love to see that Cadillac at the same time. And maybe if I got the guy Vince from Vice Grip Garage, VGG, I could get him to maybe fix it up. And he always does all these. He's like, I'm going to get this truck running today, or I'm going to get this car running today, and he pulls it out of the field, and he gets, he's got all these fancy words for these sparkulators as opposed to like spark plugs and all that. And he gets the trucks or cars that he's working on running and out of wherever it was, but he puts new wheels on it and all that stuff, new tires. So
I'd like to see this one all like anything other than moldy.
I can't. So he doesn't do any, like, never washes it, never anything's it.
The 2 things he does is about every year that the blue thing rips, and he replaces that.
Right.
And when the tires start going all the way beyond flat, he'll go out there and pump them up with his compressor thing.
It's the tires are no good anymore. If he's not replaced them, they're flat spot. They have flat spots on them at this point, so he can't even use those tires anymore. But it's better than having it just sitting up on blocks. And does he have a driveway or no driveway?
He has a driveway with there's a 1, 2, 3. I think there's 4 cars in the driveway.
Is it
just he and his wife? They have. He's a
car guy.
He works for it's not Xfinity, but it's something in one of those. And so he has that van there. I love the guy. Don't get me wrong. If he's listening to the show, love you, buddy. But they have their nice cars in the driveway.
Plus his work. Plus the neighborhood, the homeowners association allows you to keep a work van in your driveway.
Well, we don't have a homeowners association.
That's good. We don't either, but sometimes there's some county rules about leaving work vans on.
Well, this is we're an unincorporated street because the street that we're off of, this used to be somebody's 10 acres something, and they turned it into a little cul-de-sac. And so it's private. So all of us actually that are on this street, there's only 9. We all own the street. Technically, if the street needs revamping, or we probably could create a homeowners, but we don't have one.
When this, I'm curious, when the street needs resurfacing, do you all have
We're all going to have to chip in. We haven't had that yet, but.
Wow. So it's a private road.
It is private.
Not county at all.
Not county. No, but the interesting thing is we still get county services. Like, this, you see the garbage trucks come down here. Obviously, if there was a fire, there's a fire engine. They come down.
Trying to find uses for this.
I was just going to say, there's Doug scratching his head with a push. That's good. You're going to find some creative uses for that, buddy.
These are perfectly bent. These are perfectly.
They remind me of something you might use on your smoker. Like, would you smoke ribs with those?
Maybe, I guess. I mean, you could maybe skewer some shrimp. I mean, that's about as good as it would be at this point. They probably have like motor oil inside them, because I believe they have like a little channel that goes all the way down them so that oil can make its way up through the push rod.
Oh, I didn't know. Is there a little hole at the end of that?
Yeah, there is a.
Oh, isn't that cute?
And there's one at the bottom also. And
like
then there's
straw.
You
could drink boba with that.
God, it's so interesting you say that. I was thinking about you the other day. I went to this place in town. They have a new spot in town. It's called The Blend. And I just went there today, but I had a 2:30 interview, and then a 2:00 interview, and then that was a half hour. And I'm like, if I time this right and I order it online, I can just pick it up at 2:45 and be back here for Erica at 3:30. And I had plenty of time. But they have all of these. There's 2 of them. There's one in Ojai, and there's another in Oxnard. And they do all of these like acai bowls and healthy smoothies. They don't have boba there, but I don't know, for some reason when I walked in there the first time, I was thinking, man, I wonder if Erica would like it here. So you're always
Erica might. And actually, Ojai and Oxnard are actually 2 of our favorite places.
Oh,
for 2 different reasons. Ojai, because we love it, and I've told you the story about chasing pink before.
Yes.
And Oxnard, because Steve is a big time Cowboys fan, and they do their spring football training in Oxnard.
They do.
And that is a trip that every once in a while we will go down to Oxnard so Steve can watch training camp in Oxnard, because the weather is really good there. And when they practice in the heat of Texas, you sweat your butt off in the summer. So they bring them out to Oxnard. I think every single year they're in Oxnard practicing, and don't quote me on weeks, but I think for like 6 weeks or something.
Wow. Okay. Well, sounds like there's going to be a road trip down to Oxnard in your future. So
we missed it this year, but next year for sure. Yep.
All right. Well, it's a date. Bring the Cadillac.
I'll bring the Cadillac, and you can take me for whatever acai bowls or something. But you said something in there.
Your mechanic story. I want to know your mechanic story. You don't want to share?
Oh, no. The mechanic's story was the reference to the Cadillac. It was just
I got you.
That I think we should get. I think that you should get your mechanic to work on that, or you work on it.
So I have this other mechanic. So this one mechanic, his name is Steve, and that's the one I'm having the challenge with. He's a super nice guy, but I don't know how attached to outcome that he is. And for somebody that needs to have a running truck, I'm very attached to outcome. And I think he does it for side work from his regular job, which is as a mechanic at a classic car place. And I'm sure he does a great job. I'm waiting to see that. I really am waiting to see.
Did he do any of the work on any of the other trucks, or just on this one?
No, only on this one. Only on this one.
Well.
So with I have another mechanic, and that mechanic's name is Mike, and not Mike and the Mechanics. That's a whole different story. But Mike is, unfortunately, he's dealing with a personal illness, so he can't do any of the heavy work anymore. And I've said to him every time, and I've known Mike for a handful of years now since I've started collecting cars. Every time I'm over there, I'm like, Mike, if you need any help, I'm happy to help you. Whether you need a transmission taken out, or you just tell me what wrench I have to turn, and you just tell. You don't even have to hand me the wrench. I'll get the wrench. Just tell me what I need to do, because I really feel like
just coach me.
Right. The best way to learn is by doing, not by just. I can't sit in a classroom and learn. My dad wrote a book called "You Can't Teach a Kid to Ride a Bike at a Seminar," and I think that is ultra true. I don't think I can learn to fix a truck by watching YouTube videos. So I need that hands-on experience. But
and you don't even have grease monkey hands. Hold your hands up. It's like usually you can tell a guy who works on like you would never know that.
Stubby fingers, and they're beefy,
greasy, but grease God. Under the nails and all that shit.
Well, I do. I am a little bit what's it called?
Obsessive?
Yeah, maybe so. I'm very particular with if I get dirt under my nails, which I do when I work on a car. I wear gloves all the time so I don't hurt my girlish like hands.
There you
go. but when I do get dirt under my fingernails, as soon as I'm done with work, I'm in the shower and I'm taking one of those scrub brushes and getting all. I don't like to, I've never bit my nails, so I don't bite my nails. So my nails are always have just a little bit of a. They're always
the white thing. Yeah.
Some guy, I don't know. Have you ever bit your nails? Did you ever bite your nails ever?
No, not a nail biter.
Some people bite them down to the freaking
quick. No.
And that to me is just ouch. No, I know. There's something in there. I don't know if that's good. Anyhow, so I'm always cleaning my fingertips. I'm just curious, Jared, if you are listening right now, I know you're always working on homes. Do your nails get dirty? Are you a nail biter? If you're a nail biter, it's okay, but you probably don't have dirty nails unless it's.
I'm guessing Jared's not a dirty nail guy. That's my guess. I'm stopping for a snack. What snack are you eating right now, or are you drinking?
Well, I had my my acai bowl right before.
Oh, you did And I'm eating hunks. Have you ever had a hunk?
No. What is a hunk? I saw you eating something a moment ago.
HU is the name of the chocolate company.
Oh, I have seen those chocolate
covered
bars.
Hunks. They're almonds with sea salt.
I have seen that. You got that crazy. Hold on a second.
I have my background screen on so you can't see.
So JJ is in Sedona right now. Hold on. Let me just wait a minute a second. Recording fuckery. JJ is in Sedona right now. So some of these, what are they, like TEDx or TED Talks that they have that are obviously they're international. So as like a training ground for TED Talks and promotional resource for aspiring speakers or coaches that want to create a TED Talk but haven't yet either gotten accepted or they haven't found the right one to go to because there's specific subjects that they a lot of these TED Talks.
Right.
So she hasn't found the right mix of any of those things. Somebody that will invite her that has a good message for that, TEDx conference, let's call it. So she's trying this this opportunity. I think you pay for it. You go, you do your TED Talk or TEDx in like 10 or 15 minutes in front of a group of people. They record it and then they give you a copy of it, which is good for like promotional stuff. Mm-hmm. So she's in Sedona and she's doing two of these. One is for, two different messages. And I don't know what one is, like healing your core wounds. And I can't remember what the other one is. I don't know that she had a title by the time she left, but she's working on I didn't see her prepare for it. So she did. I mean, she spent like hours and hours and hours like refining it and going over it, but I just had never seen it. So I'm really curious on the other side what it's going to
I hope it goes well for her. I'm sure she'll be a rock star.
I have never seen her deliver a speech, which she has done many times in my presence with her conferences that she does. I've never seen her where I haven't seen her like totally on point and at the top of her game. So I'm sure that it will be that way. Yeah.
No, so is she texting you because it's over and she's letting you know how it goes, or is she in the middle of it?
She just said free and question mark. So I told her I was recording the fuckery. So she knows it's a sacred time for me.
Got it. Speaking of relationships and partners, you know how sometimes you and Doug will talk about like what your love language is, and you say, you and I have a very similar one. We like words of affirmation.
Yeah, of course.
I have to tell you the funniest thing in the whole wide world.
I'm ready.
So I was doing something and I was saying something to Steve and I accidentally said the word, and I'm going to spell it for you because if I say it out loud, it'll trigger SIRI on my phone.
Acetaminophen. I got it.
Oh, that'll be our code word, right? That's a good word.
Safe word.
A safe word.
Acetaminophen.
Yeah. And I said something to Steve like, damn, I just wish you'd give me some positive feedback about that. I could probably even ask SIRI for positive words, and damn if she didn't interrupt and give me one. And so I learned something, which is the funniest thing for you and I. If we're ever feeling like we're in need, all you say is SIRI, give me a compliment. Try it. Just try it. I mean, if the community wants to hear it.
It's funny that you say that, because JJ and I have this running joke about words of affirmation. And she'll say, Doug, you are the only person that I know that if you say something looking for words of affirmation and you either don't get it or you get a negative response, you will turn that into gold. Like, she could say something to me or I could say something to her, and she might say something like, and she would never say this, but that was the stupidest thing you ever said. So I said, yeah, it was pretty brilliant, wasn't it? I love, and I will turn everything. And she will also say, if you don't have an audience for getting words of affirmation, you will give them to yourself out loud. And I find myself saying those things to myself. It sounds like you're nodding, like you're agreeing.
Yeah. Yeah. And so listen to this. See if the mic will pick it up.
Yeah.
Hey, Siri, give me a compliment.
You're like a line intersecting another line, unparalleled.
It's like Karnak.
Yeah, it's hysterical. So if you're ever feeling in need, just ask your phone.
Or just ask myself, because I am very rarely not without a positive comment to say about myself. And it's pretty interesting for a guy that has, as I was growing up, I would always consider myself someone that, even though I was very positive and confident, I had a low self-esteem, and I never understood how those things really don't go together. But I guess the reality of it is they probably do to a certain degree. It's compensation.
Okay, one more topic, and it wasn't one I wrote down, but it was one of the things that I called you about on the other voicemail that we're not going to play.
Yeah.
And it has to do with fly fishing. Why the hell don't we have a podcast, you and I, around fly fishing? Because you said, I said something the time before, I left you guys a message about Robert Redford passing, and you said to Strick, oh my God, I didn't even go past Robert Redford passing, and I remembered A River Runs Through It.
Right.
Totally my favorite movie. I mean, I love all his movies, but I could sit and watch A River Runs Through It 15 times. And I could watch people fly fishing. My dad used to take me fishing when I was a kid, not fly fishing, but we were in a rowboat, and I loved the whole thing. We'd catch and release. So, but I loved all of it. I have never gone fly fishing, but I have to tell you, it's my like magic dream. And I want to learn how to tie flies. I want to learn all that stuff. And I thought, oh man, a whole podcast on fly fishing.
That is good. Yeah. Before we move on, just so you know, I do handle fly fishing very similar to how I handle my ex-wife's catch and release. Just so you know, it's all that way. But now, how far are you from Bishop or Yosemite? How far are you from Yosemite where you are?
Oh, well, Yosemite's east, south and east from me.
Right. So it's northeast.
I think I think the drive to Yosemite from here is 2.5 to 3 hours.
Got it. Okay. So I'm about 5.5 hours. So from Yosemite, and it's some of the best fly fishing in the country, depending on the time of the year that you go, and some pretty accessible streams also. So it wouldn't be like we'd have to hike in 2 miles or an hour or whatever to do it. So that could also be on our hit list of things to do. If you ever did want to go fly fishing, I'll give you the exact location of where I'm going to be, and we'll get a guide, and the guide will hand you the rod loaded and ready to go. It's the most fun experience that you could possibly have fishing.
I think, and Steve would probably really like it. Are you and JJ together pretty adventurous? Well, I know you like camping, kind of not your thing, but I mean, adventure, like, have you ever gone whitewater rafting?
I have gone whitewater rafting many, many times. I don't know that JJ has.
Well, when you guys are up here, if you ever want to go, I'm inviting you on Steve's behalf. He has been a whitewater rafting guide since he was in his 20s.
Wow.
Right? So we're talking 45 something plus years.
Right.
We have our own 16-foot boat in the
Zodiac.
garage.
You got a Zodiac that's got the
whole deal. We got the oars. We got the life jackets. He does safety talks. He takes people up the South Fork of the American. He did 3 trips this summer. He got a brand new boat this year as well. But yeah, if you guys, when you guys come up here and it's during the summer,
that's amazing. I did not know that about Steve. That's just elevated him to a whole new zone for me, because it would be like my next door neighbor's grandkids. Both of them are very, very adventure driven. One of them is a guide, does hunting trips, like elk hunting, like big game hunting.
Whoa.
So that's some big shit. I mean, that's really big. And it's pretty impressive to have conversations with him. And, he goes like bow hunting. I mean, who does that? Who goes bow? It's like old school. It's like, I'm going to take my bow and arrow up in a tree and sit there for 27 hours and, get
And he really catches things?
Yes.
I mean, shoots things.
Yes. Like these guys, like, no, I mean, I'm not a hunter.
Does he share meat with you and stuff? Like,
I don't think next door, I don't think they buy any meat. I think they hunt all of their meat.
No, that's what I mean. Do they ever share any of that meat?
Yeah,
with you?
all the time. Whenever we go there for Sunday dinners, they always have something that they have
caught,
captured.
Oh,
It's pretty amazing. And it's a lot of deer, elk, bison, really big, and they have venison. They do I can't remember what they hunt for, but they have this like 3,000 acre ranch down in Texas that they go, is private. They hire the guy that either owns it or rents it out to guides, and they're usually bringing home 1 or 2 things, which is like hundreds of pounds of meat that they bring home.
That'd feed me for a year. That's also you and Strick both do a lot of smoking stuff. I don't know that we could eat as much as you smoke. You smoke a lot.
So I got a guy that's coming on the Nice Guys on Business on the Monday episode. I'm about to do the interview. I think it's in about a week or maybe it's 10 days. It's the guy's name is, I don't know his real name, but his stage name is Meathead. And he's a barbecue and griller, and he talks all about barbecue meats and recipes. So I'm going to try to get Strickland in on that interview episode as well.
Oh my God, that's funny. Hey, speaking, I don't have what time is it? I don't have an appointment wherever you guys have Walmart. So I'm doing good. Do we have voicemails, or
yes,
you want to play them?
We have 2 voicemails. And because I needed to delete yours, I had to find out who the other 2 were from, because they had already been put into the voicemail folder by Ashley, and she does not name them by the person because she knows I try to keep it anonymous until we actually play it. So the 2 others that are here are from Jared. So I don't know how to play the theme song from Jared, so we're not going to do that.
Well, we'll sing it. We got a voicemail from Jared. Okay.
Yeah. So don't screw the rest of y'all, because it's still
no. We don't say that because I changed the words.
Okay, here we go. I'm gonna let's see. Let's just assume that we've played the voicemail from Jared theme song. I am going to share. Let's see, share that,
and then we could ask the Magic 8 Ball a question, or do you know how to do that?
Well, why would you throw that in there? Why would you do that?
Okay, I will.
That's like
because I had to take us off track, because kind of that's what you do when you're.
That's like another layer of,
okay.
Of something, and I don't really know how to do that. It's not that I don't know how to. No, not that I
got it.
I can't. I could do it, but I don't even have the music. I mean the tracks.
Oh, the things. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
let me share this. We got 2 voicemails. I'm gonna start playing the first one now.
Okay.
So Mark, if you're editing this, or Strickland, if you are editing this, or show notes writer, whoever the hell you are, if you are going to edit this, the theme song would go right here. Okay. So we played the theme song, or if you didn't hear the theme song, know that I was not able to reach anybody on my team. So we're just going to play voicemail number 1. Here we go.
Hey, Doug, it's Rick, Jared here. So you guys are talking about voicemails, and Erica called in and kept her super efficient. So in the vein of keeping voicemails efficient, goodbye.
Wait. I was wondering why do we have a 12-second voicemail from Jared? But was there any content, or was it more just it was more form than function in that particular case?
Because he's responding to the one that I did when I told you that the new step was a T4, but I wanted to be really short and sweet because you guys had praised, what's the other guy that calls in that does that? JD said his thing, and you guys said, wow, that was really short and sweet. And I thought, oh, okay, I'll do that. So I called you and I said, let's do it in JD's format. Oh. I'll answer your question short and sweet. My new step is a T4.
Okay.
So that's why Jared said, I'll keep mine short and sweet. And he just did that.
Okay. Well, let's get to voicemail number 2 then. Here we go. Voicemail number 2.
Hey, Doug, it's Rick. Jared here. Voicemail number 2. All right, fellas. I left you a short one. Now you get a normal one. You two freaking dorks. Erica told you. Well, you won't remember. You're talking about Erica's voice message where it was short and to the point, and you said it was too much to the point, too short, because she got to mention the name of her step machine when she called. She said, her new step was a T40, and, you dorks obviously are hearing it as the new step machine as a T40, but what brand is it? The brand is New Step, N-U-S-T-E-P, I believe is how you spell it. New Step, T40, That's her step machine. So she gave you all of her information in that fine little, nice, short voicemail where she's right to the point. But me, now I got to call and leave a long one. All right, fellas, appreciate you guys on the show. I hope this week you listen to the voicemails a little bit better. And I hope you like my first one. See you guys.
I don't know that I don't know that I didn't listen to you. It's not listening. It's the retention part. That's the hardest part. Listening, we will get done this episode and I will have a conversation with JJ very shortly after we disconnect from this and I get this into Monday.com so somebody can do their work on our team. And by the time I get to the text message and then the video call that I'm going to have with JJ, I will not remember anything that you and I had discussed. And I
won't either. Steve will ask me, what did you and Doug talk about today? And I'll say, fuck if I know.
I will spend an entire day playing. I think we've had this conversation before. I'll spend an entire day when I play golf, playing golf with someone, and or fly fishing with someone, and I will come home. JJ will ask me, what did I talk about? And I will be like, I don't know.
I didn't know you played golf. You never talk about golfing.
I know. Well, so I was so indoctrinated into the golf world.
Wait, can you get rid of whatever's on the screen? Because I can't see your beautiful little face.
I'm sorry.
There you are. Okay. So I had no idea.
So I did play golf, but let me tell you why I don't talk about it.
Okay.
So I played golf. I started playing golf at 8 years old. Okay, so my brother and I go up to the attic in our townhouse. No, the attic in our top floor apartment at Pickwick Apartments in Pikesville, Maryland, Baltimore, Maryland. And I go up and I saw my mom's old golf clubs up there. And I bring them down. And I said to my brother at 8, and he was 12 at that point, I said, well, how do you use these? And he goes, I don't know. Let's take it out to we had a school out back of our apartment, and we would go and we would just hit golf balls. And it was like this really long and narrow, almost like a golf fairway. And so we had to be really good at it, because if we didn't, we'd hook it into the apartments, which would cause problem, or hook it into the school on the right-hand side.
Good teaching.
So we got pretty good pretty quickly. So by the time we were both, I was 9 and he was, 12 or 13, my dad would start to take us out. And that would be the only activity, because my dad was a scratch golfer. He was a champion golfer, number 1 player at his country club. He spent more time on the golf course. I don't know if he spent more time cheating on my mom or playing at the golf course at the country club. One of those two. He never spent any time working, though, but I know that. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so I completely got immersed in the golf world from 9 years old, let's say, until I got into high school. And then, of course, my dad wanted me to go out for the team, and I made the team. So now I'm playing golf on the team. And then I go into college, and now I got this reputation of being a good golfer. So I'm playing, and I get out of school, and then I go into my career, and then everybody wants to play golf. And then it's like I spent more time on the golf course than I did doing anything else, like constructive. And I just got so burnt out from 9 until like 25 that I just said, I don't even want, like, I threw out my clubs when I got married. I had really good clubs, and I'm just like Callaway's, and I just throw them away. I'm just like, I don't even want to play the game anymore.
So you don't play now at all?
I haven't played golf in probably 10 years.
Got it. I did not play, but I grew up in a golf family. My mom played, my dad played, both my brothers played. I'm the oldest. I have 2 brothers. The brother right after me really gave it up. It wasn't his big thing, but our youngest brother, who's 4 years younger than I, loved golf and was on a road to take that in a professional manner, and then decided he wanted to be a fireman and went that route. And then after he became a fireman, hurt his back. So now can't be a fireman anymore and
can't play golf.
and can't play golf like he used to. He still does get out on a course every now and again.
So but, I don't know if you recognize this, but in the 60s and 70s, if you were a golfer or a fan of golf, there was a golfer named Doug Sanders. He was a golf pro, and he was a champion PGA golf aficionado or whatever. Pro. I was fucking named after Doug Sanders, the golf pro.
Oh, is that right?
What the hell is that all
about? Oh my God, that's fun.
Yeah, God, I wish my name was like Doug Buffett, or you
can always change it.
Yeah, but I can't get the billions that Warren Buffett has, because that's or Jimmy Buffett had, or any of that stuff. Anyhow, Erica, did we accomplish what we set out to accomplish today?
I feel like we did. I think we kind of went all over the place. You told me where Strickland is. You did not tell me much about the shenanigans, though, that you did when you were in Chicago. So I don't know if you wanted to tackle any of that or not.
I'll just give you a 35,000 foot approach to.
Okay, and then maybe Strickland will ask you more about it.
I'll get into Chicago with Strickland, and also when we record next week, we will be talking about what I'm going to be doing at that upcoming weekend, which is Strickland's 60th birthday, when I'm going to Austin, Texas. And going to the Big Dig, or the Big Dig Playground, or whatever. It's not called the Big Dick Playground. It's called the Big Dig. Everybody wants to know that for sure.
Oh, that sounds like so much fun. My dream is to go play on heavy equipment. So that's going to be so much fun.
My only concern about it is that if you go to their website, and I can't remember what it is, but Strick, I think, put it in the show notes last week, or somebody, our show notes writer did. They had it's mostly like little kids playing this, so I'm concerned that it's just going to be, I don't know. I could be completely wrong. I could be thinking about this incorrectly. Maybe little kids know something that adult men do not, but I certainly do want to play in the big machinery game. So that's going to be kind of fun. Anyway, in Chicago, I visited 3 clients. Phil Fornaro, host of Lightbulb Moments, Chris Martin, who is the promoter of an agency behind Lung Cancer Considered, the IASLC, and Steve Fretzen, who hosts the Be That Lawyer podcast. And you know what? It was a lot of eating. It was a lot of talking about podcasting and podcast strategy, which was fun. That was the minor side of it. The nice thing is, and I think I've shared this on our show, on our fuckery last week, is that, you know, when FedEx did the commercial, they have all the guys sitting around the conference table, and the big boss comes around and hands envelopes to everybody sitting at the table. Everybody's like, what are these? These are your plane tickets. Go visit your clients. So I really felt like that was a chance to go, you know, these are 3 really important, very, very influential clients that I have. And I thought, look, they're all together. They're within a half hour of each other. Let's do this. So.
And they met each other as well?
No, that would have been really good.
Oh, no, that would have been really fun.
And, you know, they probably, 2 of them do know each other, but Chris doesn't know the other 2 guys, but they're all within a half hour of each other. So I should connect them through email, or at least getting on a Zoom call or something like that with them. But cool. had a great time, really enjoyed it. And as much as I do love traveling, which is nothing, not at all.
No,
I love my house. I just
oh man, me too.
Here.
I'm here more than anywhere else.
Yep.
It's my favorite.
Me too.
My favorite spot. It's called Dig World.
Dig World. Okay, thank you for sharing that.
And I see why you're saying it, because they're advertising as a picture of a kid on the woman's lap, which is sort of ridiculous because the thing was seen on Shark Tank, and there's all kinds of Katy, Texas. Yeah. I think you're going to have a great time.
I think we'll have a good time too. And just to give you some props there, Erica, it was the easiest text message when Strickland said, "Do you want me to record with you, or do you want to do it with someone else?" It was the easiest text message just to text you and say, "Hey, can we hop on and do this?" No offense, Emily. Emily, you are a great co-host as well.
Oh yeah,
I felt like she was last though, and it was your turn.
Thank you for giving me a turn. And we've not talked about, put it on the hopper for next time. We didn't talk about shows we're watching or Audible books we're listening to, but we'll save that for another day.
Okay, just briefly, I'm just going to mention these 3 words. Well, it's actually 2 words. Black Rabbit. If you have not seen Black Rabbit yet, it's on Netflix. It is a limited series, only 8 episodes, starring Jason Bateman and Jude Law. Jude Law or Judd Law? Jude
Law. But Jason Bateman, now that you say it, was on something the other night, either Jimmy or
he had to be promoting
one of the Jimmys, Fallon or Kimmel, and he was promoting something, and it must have been this.
What a great limited series. I don't know how or where they're going to go from here. I don't want to, no spoiler alerts because it's a new
Give me a general, what's the genre?
2 brothers. I would say it's
is it humorous or
no?
No, not humorous.
Drama, crime,
action.
A little bit of action, enough action to keep it interesting. A little violence in there.
Okay.
It's the story of, I won't give you any giveaways here, but it's the story of 2 brothers, one that is kind of like the better brother and one that's the black sheep of the family, the one that owns the restaurant and the one that's the black sheep of the family, the black sheep coming back into the fold and the mischief that is created as a result. And when I say mischief, I mean mayhem actually is a better word. Mayhem.
Not fun shenanigans, but real mayhem. Okay, got it.
Total mayhem. So Black Rabbit, check it out on Netflix.
You got it.
All right, Erica.
All right. So Steve O'Brien, go ahead and take us out of here.
Call 4242 DJ Doug and record an intro for the show to hear on a future episode. Say anything you want. Hell, take my job. I'm getting sick of these guys anyway. We still rolling? Don't tell him I said that. I like it better without Strickland's name in there. I don't know what it is. It's just automatically a better show.